Today, we're diving into a topic that's near and dear to my heart and stomach, growing our own food. With the cost of living going up and the quality of produce going down, there's never been a better time to take control of our food supply and enjoy the incredible flavors of homegrown goodness. You might be thinking, starting a food garden sounds like a lot of work and maybe you don't have a lot of space, but it's way easier than you think and you can start small and simple. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 of the easiest ways to start a food garden listed from the cheapest to the dearest. Let's get into it. Let's kick things off with the most traditional method, the in-ground garden. This is about as straightforward as it gets, and it's an excellent option if you're on a tight budget and have some yard space. All you need is a sunny spot, some basic tools, and a willingness to get your hands a little dirty. Now, when choosing your spot, try to find an area that gets at least 6 hours of direct sunlight a day. Vegetables love sunshine. Once you've found your spot, it's time to mark out your garden bed. You can use anything from string and stakes to bricks, rocks, or even sleepers to create a border. This not only helps define your garden space, but also helps prevent soil erosion. Speaking of soil, you want to make sure you've got good, fertile soil for your veggies to thrive. If you're unsure about your soil quality, you can always get a soil test done. It's a worthwhile investment to ensure your plants get the nutrients they need. Once your bed is prepped and ready to go, it's time for the fun part. Planting. You can start from seeds or seedlings depending on your preference and the time of year. Just remember to space your plants appropriately so they have enough room to grow. Now, one of the great things about an in-ground garden is that it can be as big or small as you like. You can start with a small plot and gradually expand it over time as you gain more experience and confidence. And here's a little tip. Consider planting companion plants to help deter pests and attract beneficial insects. For example, planting basil alongside your tomatoes can help repel tomato hornworms. It's all about working with nature to create a thriving ecosystem in your garden. Don't have a lot of space? No worries. Container gardening is a fantastic option for balconies, patios, or even just a sunny windowsill. It's all about bringing the garden to you. One of the best things about container gardening is the control it gives you over the growing environment. You can choose the perfect potting mix for your plants and easily adjust watering and sunlight exposure as needed. Plus, it's a great way to add some greenery and life to any space, even if you're short on square footage. When it comes to containers, the possibilities are endless. You can use anything from traditional terracotta pots to repurposed buckets, crates, or even old tires. Just make sure your containers have drainage holes to prevent waterlogging. For potting mix, I recommend using a good quality commercial mix specifically designed for vegetables. These mixes are formulated to provide the right balance of nutrients and drainage for optimal plant growth. Now let's talk about what to plant. Herbs, leafy greens, and even some smaller varieties of vegetables like tomatoes, peppers, and strawberries can thrive in containers. Just make sure to choose compact varieties that are well suited for container life. One thing to keep in mind with container gardening is that the soil tends to dry out faster than in-ground gardens. So you'll need to water more frequently, especially during hot weather. It's a good idea to check the moisture level of your containers daily and water deeply when needed. And here's a bonus tip. Consider using self-watering containers to take the guesswork out of watering. These clever containers have a built-in reservoir that keeps the soil consistently moist, making your life a whole lot easier. If you're looking for a more convenient and accessible way to garden, especially if you have mobility issues or limited space, then elevated planters might be just the ticket. These raised beds bring the garden up to a comfortable height, making it easier to tend to your plants without straining your back. Elevated planters come in a variety of materials, from wood to metal to plastic, and you can find them in different sizes and styles to suit your needs and preferences. Some even come with additional features like storage racks underneath or wheels for easy mobility. One of the main advantages of elevated planters is that they provide excellent drainage, which is crucial for healthy plant growth. This is especially beneficial if you have heavy clay soil in your yard. Plus, the raised design helps prevent soil compaction, allowing for better root development. Another great thing about elevated planters is that they can be placed on any level surface, whether it's a patio, deck, or even a rooftop. This makes them a great option for urban dwellers or anyone with limited outdoor space. When choosing an elevated planter, consider the size and depth that will accommodate the plants you want to grow. Deeper planters are better for vegetables with larger root systems, while shallower ones are suitable for herbs and leafy greens. And here's a tip. If you're using a wooden planter, make sure to line it with a heavy-duty plastic liner to protect the wood from moisture damage and extend its lifespan. Let's talk about wicking beds, an innovative and water-efficient gardening method that's perfect for those who want to conserve water or live in drier climates. Wicking beds work on the principle of capillary action, drawing water up from a reservoir at the bottom of the bed to keep the soil consistently moist. Think of it like a giant self-watering planter. You only need to top up the reservoir every few weeks, depending on the weather and the water needs of your plants. This makes wicking beds incredibly low maintenance and a great option for busy individuals or those who tend to forget to water their plants regularly. You can build your own wicking bed using readily available materials like a large plastic tub, PVC pipes, and gravel. Or you can opt for a commercially available wicking bed system like the Food Cube, which is a fantastic option for beginners. One of the key benefits of wicking beds is that they minimize water wastage through evaporation and runoff. The water is delivered directly to the roots of your plants, where it's needed most, resulting in healthier plants and a more abundant harvest. Another advantage is that wicking beds are less prone to weeds because the soil surface remains relatively dry. This means less time spent weeding and more time enjoying your garden. When planting in a wicking bed, it's important to choose plants that are well suited to consistently moist soil conditions. Leafy greens, herbs, and many vegetables thrive in wicking beds. And here's a tip to prevent mosquito breeding in the water reservoir. Add a few drops of dish soap or mosquito dunks to the water. This will disrupt the surface tension of the water and prevent mosquitoes from laying their eggs. And finally, let's talk about high-sided raised garden beds, the ultimate solution for serious gardeners or those looking for a long-term investment. These beds are typically constructed from durable materials like treated timber, galvanized steel, or concrete blocks, and they can be built to any size or shape you desire. One of the main advantages of high-sided raised beds is their longevity. They're built to withstand the elements and can last for many years with proper care and maintenance. Plus, they offer excellent drainage and allow you to create the perfect soil conditions for your plants. Another benefit is that they provide a significant barrier against pests and weeds. You can even add hardware cloth to the bottom of the bed to deter burrowing critters like gophers and moles. High-sided raised beds can be filled with a custom soil mix tailored to the specific needs of your plants. This allows you to create the ideal growing environment for optimal plant health and productivity. While high-sided raised beds require a larger upfront investment compared to other methods, they offer numerous long-term benefits. They're a worthwhile investment for serious gardeners who want to create a productive and beautiful garden space that will last for years to come. And here's a tip. If you're on a budget, you can start with a smaller in-ground garden and gradually transition to high-sided raised beds as your budget allows. This way you can still enjoy the benefits of gardening while working towards your dream garden setup. So there you have it. 5 simple and budget-friendly ways to start your own food garden. Whether you have a sprawling backyard or just a sunny windowsill, there's a gardening method out there for you. Growing your own food is not only incredibly rewarding, but also a great way to save money, reduce your environmental impact, and enjoy the freshest, most flavorful produce imaginable. Now, I know there are other methods out there like hydroponics and aquaponics, which are pretty fascinating. But for this video, I wanted to focus on the most accessible and beginner-friendly options. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, share the video around, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for your support.